has been a hot minute since I've made a video. I genuinely just have had the most hectic past few weeks. I truly feel like this is like the busiest I've ever been in my life. In the past few weeks, I haven't had the chance to really just exhale, and I'm constantly on edge with school and work and life, and there's just so many moving parts and so much going on, and I'm kind of struggling to catch up. Not that a ton of people care, but I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad that you're here, and I hope you're all doing well and taking care of yourselves. But yeah, as I'm sure you've seen by the title, today we're going to be talking about my favorite musk perfumes, but also we're going to dive in a little into what musk actually is, because I feel like musk is among the most thrown around pieces of fragrance jargon, and a lot of people don't even know what it is, which is totally understandable. Like, we just hear it as this note that seems to be in every single perfume, but like, what really even is it? So musk is the substance that comes from the scent glands of a male musk deer, and these are located near its genitals. So I just like to have a conversation with the first person who discovered musk. What were you doing? Hello? Functionally, the deer use these glands to release pheromones to attract mates and mark their territory, and while it is possible for these glands to be removed without seriously harming the animal, this is very rarely practiced, and so many deer have been and continue to be killed for the purpose of harvesting their musk glands. Because it fetches such a high price and it's so sought after in medicine and fragrance, most species of musk deer are either endangered or critically endangered. And so today, for ethical and common sense reasons, the vast majority of musk that is found in perfume is synthetically created, though unfortunately there's a lot of illegal poaching that still persists because musk continues to be so valuable, and I think I read somewhere that it like fetches a higher price than gold per ounce or whatever. But yeah, very expensive and valuable stuff, but it comes at the expense of these beautiful animals that should not have to suffer for that. I strongly oppose the use of natural musk in perfumes, and I'm a big proponent of being vegan and cruelty-free, especially when it comes to beauty products. I really don't think that animals and beauty products should mix ever, and I do encourage everyone to do the same. I could go on and on about my thoughts on animal welfare and how that kind of intersects with the beauty industry, but that's not what we're here for today. So with that, let's talk about what musk actually smells like. So it was historically used as a fixative to make fragrances last longer, but people started to take a liking for the aroma of musk itself. It's typically described as being this very animalic, earthy, sweet, and leathery smell. I've always described musk as smelling like clean, warm skin. Like, that's just what it smells like to me. It is one of the most versatile perfume notes, and it smells different in every perfume. But I think the main reason why musk is so commonly used in fragrances is because it can add a very just like luxurious, perfumey touch to a fragrance. And I've also found that musk in perfume can make fragrances blend more seamlessly with the skin, and it just makes them more wearable. So a lot of the time with like really sweet gourmand fragrances, on their own they can be really heavy and overwhelming and can be unpleasant when worn on the skin, but with musk it really helps to elevate the fragrance and make it smell warmer and more natural on the skin. It is a really beautiful fragrance note, one of my favorites. It's a very like foundational note, but also I think one that can be messed up pretty easily. I think because musk is so like skin-like and animalic, it can come off as smelling like sweaty or like BO or just musty. So that is something to keep in mind. But with that, let's move into my... Oh wait, let's first actually talk through some honorable mentions. Okay, so the first one that I wanted to mention is Deadpool's Extra Milk, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually do not remember what this fragrance smells like. This is like the least informative video ever. All I know is that it is, I don't know if it's just like my feed, but like I've been seeing people rave about this fragrance like non-stop all over TikTok. People seem to love Extra Milk. When I was at Sephora, I honestly was so fixated on Deadpool's Mochi Milk that like I completely forgot what Extra Milk smells like because I fell in love with the other fragrance. But yeah, just know that this one is really loved, and it's definitely worth checking out. I'm actually going to Sephora later today, so I will give it a smell and refamiliarize myself with it. also want to mention Missing Person by Fleur. This is one of Fleur's most iconic fragrances, and I think the two fragrances that really made the brand kind of blow up were first Missing Person and then Vanilla Skin. But this is another really soft, clean, skin enhancing kind of fragrance. I'm not super familiar with it because I don't have it in my collection, but I did want to mention that because it is a very iconic musk fragrance. And then lastly is L'Eau Papier. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, but it's the one by Diptyque. This is the one that has the very prominent sesame and musk note. To me, this fragrance smells so much like rice. Like, it just smells like steamed rice, but it's also like a very iconic musk perfume. It smells very skin-like for a lot of people. For me, it smells like truly like steamed rice, and like it's kind of starchy and foody, not in like a heavy or greasy or like obnoxious way, but such a unique fragrance. If you ever find yourself in like a Nordstrom or Saks Fifth Avenue, I would try this one by Diptyque. It's very unique. Let's move into my favorite musk perfumes. And so I feel like I cannot make a musk perfume video without talking about Glossier Youth. I really think that this fragrance pioneered the trend of like true skin perfumes, like fragrances that actually center around that musk note instead of having it as a like backbone for the fragrance. This to me is like the ultimate just like OG iconic musk perfume. I truly learned what musk smells like when I got this fragrance. It is so warm and skin-like and clean. It has a little bit of pink pepper that honestly doesn't even make it feel spicy. It just adds like this sweet warmth. I think it's done so beautifully. Glossier You is a fragrance that I think people either love or hate. A lot of people just don't vibe with it, and I think that's perfectly fine. Like, because of how just musky it is, it can really not go well with a lot of people's skin chemistry, and so this is somewhat of a polarizing fragrance, although on me, I think it smells so incredibly clean, and this is very much like just like a clean girl fragrance that I think is really, really well done. I don't have a full size of this, but I think that Irresistible by Givenchy is fantastic. And I feel like I typically don't gravitate towards these types of perfumes because they're just really floral forward, but this one does the musk note so beautifully. Like, it's really, really sweet and rosy, and I feel like as feminine as you can get with a fragrance. It just like kind of exudes elegance. I'm a big fan of this one. There's the new flanker that recently came out, the Irresistible Nectar, which I have not gotten my nose on. I'm also gonna try to smell that later today, and I will maybe make an update on how that goes. I really, really do like this fragrance. I think it's gorgeous and so sweet, and I'm not sure if it has like a raspberry note, but it's like a very kind of elegant blend of raspberry / red fruits and rose and musk and kind of like a watery freshness. Next up is Fleur's Cashmere Skin. This fragrance has honestly just rose to the top of my list in the past like couple months that I've owned it. I love this fragrance so much, like truly. Like, it's, in my opinion, by far like Fleur's top 2 fragrances / fragrance mist. It smells so incredible. Of course, it has like a cozy cashmere feel, as the name would suggest, but it's also so delicately gourmand with notes of almond and vanilla and cream. And that makes it sound heavy, but it really isn't. It has a beautiful powderiness and woody cashmere feel to kind of ground the fragrance, but of course it also has that musk in the base that makes it feel so skin-like and wear so delicately on your skin, and I just love this fragrance. I think that if there is any Fleur fragrance mist to check out, it would be this one, or Heavy Cream, although that one's a little bit more polarizing, so I don't know if I would really recommend it to everyone, but I am obsessed with Cashmere Skin. I also want to mention Only Human by Noise. It is a very gourmand vanilla that is so wearable, so skin-like, and really soft. Throughout its wear, you do get this like kind of sweet, decadent vanilla, but it's also fresh and watery and a little bit woody with the bamboo note. And then of course, in the dry down, you get this beautiful musk that really helps to round the fragrance out and make it wear so beautifully. It is such a wonderfully executed fragrance. I think all of the notes just work so well together, and they form this really beautiful fragrance. And I did mention this one earlier, but this is Mochi Milk by Dead Cool, so like the sibling of Extra Milk. I am actually so obsessed with this perfume. This fragrance is so beautiful. It really smells truly like a traditional Japanese mochi. Like, you can almost smell how glutinous and kind of sticky the rice is as like you pull it apart, but it's okay, that sounds kind of weird, but like it's also just like really sweet and vanillic and fluffy, and it smells like fluffy marshmallows. And the kind of mochi aspect of it actually comes from on the peach and incense notes, which I think works so well together, and it's really unique. I've never smelled something like this, truly. It's light, it's airy, it's fluffy, but it also has a beautiful musk note that helps to elevate the fragrance and make it smell really soft and delicate on the skin. I think my only gripe with this fragrance is that I wish it lasted longer, because it truly smells so amazing. It's just very soft and a little bit fleeting, but if you like mochi, I really could not recommend this fragrance enough. But also, just like as a musk fragrance, I think it's really well executed as well. Next up is Musk Noir Rose by Narciso Rodriguez. And honestly, I think this kind of goes for the entire like Narciso Rodriguez for her line. So you have like Pure Musk. Okay, I don't remember the names. There are a lot of them though, but they're all really great. I think Narciso Rodriguez does musk so well, and I think these are also kind of just like among the most like iconic like musk perfumes. They really just smell like the cleanest, warmest, like freshest skin. I don't even know how to like explain it, but yeah, definitely not gonna be everyone's favorite because of how prominent that musk note is, kind of on the same boat as Glossier You. But I think that this house really does musk so well. I like this one because it has a touch of vanilla and plum and like a powdery dusty rose to kind of make it stand out a little bit, but still I feel like the musk is really the star of the show, and it makes it just like warm and classy and a really nice everyday fragrance. Next we have Kirky by Maison Francis Kirk de Jean. This is a very sweet, fruity, luxurious smelling perfume. It's supposed to smell like peach rings, and I think it really does. Like, it's so kind of sweet and effervescent in the opening, and it smells kind of like a luxurious candy store, but then on the skin and as the fragrance begins to dry down is when you get a ton of musk from the fragrance. And I love when musk is combined with gourmand notes, because I think it really just helps to balance everything out. But yeah, like even though this is like a very sweet and gourmand leaning fragrance, the musk note gives it this just luxurious skin-like feel that makes it wear, I think, a lot better than if it did not have the note. This, along with all MFK perfumes, are absurdly expensive though, so I would only recommend it if you are, you know, financially in a place where that is feasible for you. And last but not least, and it's not just the best musk fragrance in my opinion, but also just the best perfume in general, which I know is a really bold claim, but I will literally die on this hill, but it's Mod Vanilla by Ariana Grande. Literally every time I smell it, I feel like it just stops me, and I just have to like stop for a second and think, oh my god, like this smells so good. It is the most beautiful, ethereal kind of light, airy vanilla. Where I think it really shines is with the creamy musk note. Usually with fragrances, musk will be a base note, and so you only really get that sort of musky feel when the fragrance kind of dries down. But with this one, you do get the musk in the opening, which typically with all of these like really decadent vanilla notes would sound weird, but it works so well with the fragrance. I think the musk just perfects the fragrance. It's so good. There's also a pretty prominent plum note, and typically I am a little bit like indifferent when it comes to kind of like a deep, fruity, plummy note, but in this one, it's so light and blends perfectly with the vanilla and musk. It's just beautiful. I think a lot of people are like, oh, like it's Ariana Grande, like it's a celebrity perfume, but I think all of that aside, literally if I were to blindly smell this perfume, I am very confident that I would still love it as much as I do today. That concludes my list for my favorite musk perfumes, as well as a little bit about the history of musk and what it is, but I hope that this video was helpful, at least a little bit, and if not, hopefully it was, I don't know, entertaining. Thank you so much for watching and being here and supporting me as always. I think we're pretty close to 2,000 subscribers, which is, okay, honestly, like, I feel like to most people like that is such like a small, insignificant, and kind of laughable number, but I don't know. I never thought that people would actually care about what I had to say about fragrances. The fact that there is honestly anyone at all who watches and keeps up with my videos is very flattering, and I'm really humbled and am just grateful for that. So thank you to everyone who has come along for the ride, and I love you dearly. I need to go meet up with a friend now, so I'm gonna go do that, but make sure to like and subscribe and comment, and what else? I don't know, follow me on TikTok. Tell everyone you know that I'm really cool and pretty and that they should subscribe. I'm just kidding. Okay, bye, see you soon.